Right then, so good morning, good afternoon, good evening, wherever you are watching or listening from. My name is JP. Welcome to John Paul Music UK, and this is the Arturia AstroLab. Now, I need to do one or two quick changes very quickly whilst I am chitter-chatting to you. I've just realised that I've managed to completely mess up my mouse that controls the live stream, which is really fun. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to take you through the AstroLab, what it is, and normally this setup involves me having a keyboard, which is actually the Arturia Keylab, but this is the AstroLab, and you notice there's no iPad because all the sounds are in the AstroLab itself. When I say all the sounds, this is not samples. This is all synthesis that's built into this. And if I'm completely honest, I think this thing is ahead of its time. It's incredible. I've had it maybe 1 or 2 days, and I was just, well, maybe a bit more than that, 3-4 days. But got to really play with it 1 or 2 days ago, and it's just insane. Now, before we carry on, I'm just going to reconnect my mouse. Because I managed to disconnect it, which is really clever. So I'm just going to do that now, and by doing that, what I'm also going to do is lose that camera. So just give me 2 seconds, and then we'll get on with it. Now, whilst I'm talking to you doing this, because I can multitask, we are going to have a look at how all this works. I'm just going to turn that up so I can hear what's going on. There we go. Now, am I connected? It should be that one. I'm probably connecting to something else right now. There we go. Right, so let's do that. And then let's go active. It says it's inactive. It shouldn't be inactive. Okay, so let's try that one. Okay. Modern technology is only as good as if you use it. Right then, so whilst we're waiting for my mouse to reconnect, let's just get this sorted. Hang on. You can hear some music while I'm figuring this out. And then we'll take you through AstroLab nice and properly. Right then, I think we're back. Right then. Hi, good morning, good afternoon, good evening, wherever you're listening from. This is JP. Welcome to Jump on Music UK. Technical difficulties, but we're now over that, so that's all fine. This, as I said before, is the AstroLab. This is Arturia's flagship. Well, it's not their flag. It's their first avant-garde stage performance keyboard. Source Distribution and Arturia have very kindly sent this to me. It is on loan at the moment because there's so many people who are interested in it. That basically I've got this on loan for a little while, and then I have to give it back, although I don't want to because it's phenomenal. Yeah, there we go. So basically what this is, and yes, I am holding a light right now. I'm just trying to find a place to put it. There we go. We'll put it there. It's fine. There we go. So what this is a 61 note, semi-weighted, with aftertouch keyboard with basically some different sounds in. Now, when I say different sounds, it has the instruments from Arturia's analog lab from over 25 years. So I'm going to just riddle through the actual parts here. You've got the ARP 2600, the augmented piano, augmented strings, augmented voices. Now, at that point alone, most keyboards would go, well, we've got the synthesis for this, but we haven't got it for that. This has got all of them in. This has got the B3, the Maschine Easel, the clavinet, the CMI, the CS80, the CZ, the DX7, the Emulator 2, the Farfisa, that I can never pronounce properly, the June 8, the Jupe 8, sorry, the June 6, the Jupe 8, Korg MS-20, Matrix 12, Mini, the Modular, Multi, OPXA, the piano, the Pigments is in here, Prophet 5, Prophet VS, Sampler, SEM, Solina, SQ80, the Stage 73, the Synclavier, the Synthy, Vocoder, VoxCont, and Whirly. They are all the instruments that are in here, and they could also be updated with even more. This thing is not playing samples. There is a sampler in here. There is a sampler in here. This has the most multi-timbral amount of synthesis I have ever seen in a keyboard. And the great thing is you could take this on stage with you and you could program it up into such a way where you just go next, 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 and it's got all the sounds that you need. Now, what's really, really clever about the AstroLab is you've got playable parts, and that's all great. So we've got two parts. Right now, I'm just going to put it back to very right at the beginning, which is the American Grand Piano. It's beautiful. So it's semi-weighted, but you've got aftertouch as well. For obviously the synthesizer kind of stuff, but for the piano, it's beautiful. It's really nice. And you can change how the velocity curve is on it as well, which is really, really nice. And what's really, really cool is it's basically got the 61 notes. You may just about see them there. There's little blue dots that are lit up, and as you press them, it shows you what's coming alive. They're all blue at the moment, but if you find something that's actually got two parts in it, then you can either have two parts on top of each other like this, which is really nice. Or what you can do is you can actually have something that's got two parts split as well. So right now I've got two parts here. I've got the OPXA piano pad. which is really, really cool. And then what you can do is you've got some controls just up here, just on this side. So you've got brightness, timbre, time, and movement. And if you hit shift, you can get volume, bass, mid, and treb. So you can obviously change the EQ. With effects, you've got effect A, effect B, delay, and reverb. And then again, shift, you've got intensity, time, and decay, and you can turn these on or off. You can actually say, well, I don't want a delay, or I don't want a reverb, but of course you may want to if you want. It's very, very easy. And then of course, if you tap on something, it just says long press to edit. It says that on most things. If I go part 1, I can see here it's at minus 2.8. I can then use this dial, which we'll get into in a minute, where you've actually got this really, really cool dial that you can just use to move things around. Really, really clever. And then we just go back, and this dial is also clickable, and it's also a little screen, and it shows you what's on there. Let's go over to we're on pianos at the moment. Let's just go over to E pianos. So this is a clean Mark V. Just going to turn it up a little bit on my looper, because what I've done, I've plugged it into the looper. Hear the velocity there. Really cool, really nice. We've got a jazz organ there. We've got loads of different things. You've got loads of different... mod wheel's really cool. You can maybe see that there, it's actually lighting up. And it stays where it is, just to show you where it is. We've got octaves and also transpose as well. So you can hit shift and transpose. We've got octave up and octave down, just out of shot there, just right there. And we've got a pitch bend wheel as well. There's ARP, there's chords, so I can very quickly... That's obviously D. And if you click that, it just says long press ARP to edit. So if I hold that down, it just says arpeggiator, hold, type, octave range. So we'll do the rate. Let's change the rate. Give this a click. And I can just loop it in. Of course, I'm using the looper today, basically just plug it in, stereo out, just there, and then stereo out to you guys so you can hear it. We'll turn that off. And then you've actually got different ways of doing this. So I've just given you all the instruments. The other thing you've got is types. So of course you can go via, keys, bass, lead, pad, piano, electric piano, organ, strings, sequence, vocal, and sound effects. Now the one thing I've not done today, I've not plugged in. You may notice this microphone's plugging in directly into the looper. You've actually got start again. You've actually got XLR in on here because this also has a vocoder on board. So I said that really weird. Vocoder. So you've actually got a vocoder on there, and what's amazing is you can use it. You can use it directly in there, and of course out the voice as well. So you can send the voice back out to something like this, and then it's just using the voice obviously for the vocoding. Just to give you an example of that, if I was to go to voice, it's got a couple of things. Let's just say, let's have a look at this one. All I've ever wanted was an ice cold me, and all I've ever needed was an ice cold me. No, it's obviously got dedicated things there, so. All night long, all night long. you can probably dictate maybe what some of these are. If I went to lead, let's just have a look at, oh, I wasn't lead, what was I looking at? I was looking at before. Oh yeah, let's have a look at that. You might know what that is. I'm not going to play it all, but there we go. It sounds exactly... Yeah. I don't want to get, like, you know, copyright stricken. There's all kinds on here, and there's some really interesting stuff as well, which I quite like. I mean, if we go over to drums, you heard me use it before. This is actually tempo synced to my iPad right now. So if I went 2, 3, 4. You got really, really nut stuff. Where was that other one that I wanted to play with? There's so much in here. I think it's something like 1,300, 1,300 presets. Where was that? There's loads in here. It's absolutely loads. 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. Really, really cool. There's pigments. Really, really massive. Now, you can hear me clicking there, probably, which is me pressing the up and down buttons. The other thing you can do is you can actually turn this dial, which I don't know why I didn't do that before. Where are we? Sequence. Ah, there it is. Now, I'm going to play a note. I'm obviously, again, not going to play all of that because you might find out what that is. It's called Beat It Groove. But you can obviously, you can maybe see now, I don't know if you can see that from the lights, that this part now is like an orange colour, and this part from here up on C4 upwards is now green. This is a split. So we've got a part 1 and a part 2. If we go to part 1, I can actually go over and change the things on part 1. But then if we go to part 2, so there we go. Now, I'm going to go through a little bit more with this in a moment, but one thing I need to do is basically tell you that this live stream is sponsored. It's sponsored by our friends over at DistroKid. DistroKid are a music distribution company. If you've got music you're putting out there, maybe you're using this keyboard to actually make a load of loops or make a load of tunes in the studio, and then you're going to put it out there for the whole world to listen to, then DistroKid can help you. You can push it out to all the online stores and musical digital streaming sites around the world, of which there are around about, I think it's about 170 now. Something like that. I'm just moving this back a little bit so you can see more of the keyboard. And then, yeah, basically, most music distributors charge you every time you release a product. But DistroKid don't do that. They charge you one price per year, and that price starts at $22.99. So basically, we've got a QR code. Its QR code is actually up there. It's been up there the whole time. But that QR code is the same. If you scan it, you'll get 7% off your first annual membership with DistroKid. Thank you very much to DistroKid for sponsoring this live stream. The other thing as well is if you want to get into looping, obviously you do looping quite a bit, as well you know. If you want to get into looping, then what you can do is you can actually take my course, which is called How to Loop Like a Pro. This is the beginner's course, which actually goes into actually some quite different things. It's normally $149, but basically with the code, which is Loop Like a Pro, you can actually get $30 off. There we go. So as I am making this a lot higher and moving this down so you can see more of the keyboard. That's better, isn't it? You can see more of the keyboard now. There we go. There's a lot of stuff in here. I need to actually move things around. Oh, let's just move that around as well. And we'll do that. That'll doodle. You can actually see it there. So, right. The other thing as well is I'm going to be getting a crossbar that's going across here, so I can actually have a proper top-down camera. So if you obviously go for How to Loop Like a Pro, or you obviously click on DistroKid, you are helping out the channel. You're helping out me, and obviously keeping this channel alive. Thank you very much. If you've got questions about the AstroLab, I'm now decided I don't like that look. I'm going to move that back down. If you've got questions about AstroLab, this now is the time to ask. I've had it about 2 days, so you need to obviously, bear that in mind. Let's put it about there. There we go. That's not too bad, is it? I mean, you can sort of see what I'm doing there. It's all good. So, how have they done this? How have they managed to get all this stuff in there? Well, there's a whopping processor that's inside of this, but it is a stage piano, and it actually, there's massive feet on the bottom of this, yet there's actually adapters you can buy to give it proper stands, so we could play almost like wooden stands. This isn't real wood, by the way. I can't remember what it's called. It's got a specific name, but it's actually a very, very cool wood look. Everything else is metal, and these dials are solid. It's super premium, and I'm very, very grateful that I get to play around with it, even though I genuinely have to give it back. But I just want to obviously thank Arturia and Source Distribution for helping me out with that. Because I've been harping on about them ever since they released it, and they were like, "Oh, we don't know. Oh yeah, we'll send you one." So the thing is, with this, what you've got basically loads of different ways of getting a sound out of it, which of course is great. Now, the other thing as well is if you've actually got things like AstroLab, or you've actually got... Oh, what is that doing that? Okay. If you've got things like AstroLab or any of the analog stuff, and you've got licenses for the sounds, you can put them in here. Now, there's a couple that don't move over yet, because they're still working on that. One of the ones is things like the Mellotron can't move over. But what you do is basically you connect this to what is now Lab Pro, Analog Lab Pro, it's called. Sorry, if I find a pad, that's it, I'm off. Oh, look at that, JP8 strings. Right, there we go. Amazing. So if you've got that, that's cool. The other thing you can do as well, which is mad, which I've never even thought of, this has its own Wi-Fi as well. As well as all the connectivity, USB-C on the back and things like that. And I'll be doing a full review of it later down the line. But basically what they've got is they've got an iPhone, they've got an iOS. I don't know if they've got an Android app, but they've definitely got an iOS app, which is Analog Lab Mobile. And what you can do is you can find all the presets on Analog Lab, and then you can just zap it over to here. And what's really clever is if you make adjustments on the app, the adjustments happen on here, and vice versa. So you can actually then save them on the app and save it all through. Now, the buttons that are along here, these buttons here, they've got piano, E-piano, organ, bass, lead, keys, pad, strings, brass, sequence, and playlist. And then above that, you got 0 to 9, and then the word save. Now, of course, what you can do is you can save the sounds as something else, and you can save a couple of other bits as well. The whole point with the playlist thing at the end is that what you can do is you can actually make playlists. So you pick your favorite sounds. Oh, thank you for scanning that. That's lovely. You pick your favorite sounds, make them into a playlist that you're doing. And then what happens is, of course, then you could just go next, 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 and move it across, which is even cleverer. So let's have a quick look what's going on here. 1 second. Sorry. Yeah. 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 Oh. Cool. So if you've got questions about, obviously, AstroLab, then please, obviously, put it in the chat. The thing that's over there, the chat, this is a multi-chat. You can see Chris is on Facebook, and all the other chats are from YouTube, because we are streaming to YouTube, Facebook, Twitch, and X, Twitter. Then, of course, you can obviously say hi. If you've got questions, as I say... Ooh. Good evening to you. Good evening to you. We are playing with the brand new Arturia AstroLab with lots of sounds in it. That was the quickest review ever, wasn't it? I'm also finding a lot of these noises for the first time because there's 1,300 in here, and I've had it, as I say, a couple of days. I've also been making videos, so, you know. And we're off. Right then. That's a pad. I don't know how I do my job without all you people. When I told them I'm gonna see if it will all be alright, how can I believe? So good morning, good afternoon, good evening, wherever you are listening from, watching from, hearing from. My name is JP and welcome to Jump On Music UK. This is actually the AstroLab. This is the AstroLab by Arturia. 1,300 presets in here. There are over, in fact, I can't remember how many there are. But basically there are so many different instruments in here. Let's go. I'm literally just going to go and count them manually. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16, 17, 18, 19, 20, 21, 22, 23, 24, 25, 26, 27, 28, 29, 30, 31, 32, 33, 34, 35, 36 with a multi and a sample. So let's go to 34 different kinds of synthesis in this keyboard. This keyboard is insane. These are not samples. This is all being done sort of like processed live. So they're not samples. They are synthesis built into here. The most multi-timbral keyboard that I am funnily aware of. Now, there's a couple of things about this keyboard that I'm going to go into, and a couple of things maybe that need to change slightly, that obviously I'll go into in a minute. But before we carry on, this live stream is sponsored. It's sponsored by our friends over at DistroKid. Thank you very much to them for sponsoring this live stream. The QR code is just up there. It's been up there the whole time, and they can help you release as much music as you want to for an entire year for $21.38. Now, it's normally $22.99, but with the link that's in the description box, it's also that QR code there. Give it a click, give it a link, give it a scan, and then that will help me out. It helps the channel out. Thank you very much for sponsoring and supporting me, but also at the same time, obviously we want to help you, so of course this link will actually save you money if you're looking to release music. So that is DistroKid. Thank you very much to them for sponsoring this live stream. Now, if you want to get into looping, obviously I'm using my looper with the keyboard right now. I'm using the RC505 Mark II. If you want to get into looping, whether that's going to be floor pedal, hand, what do you call this? Whether it's floor pedal, whether it's touched by hand, whether it's touched by iPad or anything like that, I've got this course which is called How to Loop Like a Pro. Now, this course actually normally costs $149, but with the code Loop Like a Pro, you get $30 off, which is 119, and it's actually two courses into one. So it's my basics course and also Looping Like a Pro built into one another. So it's a huge course actually now. And obviously that the Loop Like a Pro code will give you $30 off. So if you want to get into looping, if you're thinking about looping, then of course start there. Watch all my videos on looping, but then obviously if you want to go into it and you want to get a bit serious, then obviously scan that QR code, have a look, and if you dive onto there's a little video about basically what's inside the course. If you're curious, then have a look. But there we go. Now then, let's just do one or two things. Basically, this keyboard, 61 note, semi-weighted, with aftertouch. And by the way, the keyboard bed, if you've ever played with our Arturia keyboard, the keyboard bed is solid. It's... You can literally go into the settings, which we're going to go into now. Let's go into general, and it's not general, I'm lying to you. Controls, there we go. Keyboard velocity is medium. Let's change it, so let's go heavy. Let's go into light. Much easier to get into the velocity like with the heavy. You hear the wow. It starts off medium, obviously. Aftertouch sensitivity is linear at the moment. Really cool. Really, really nice. And basically when you go to the home page, you've got two options with this little dial. So this dial is a little, I think it's an OLED display. And this, you've got this jog wheel, which is really, really nice. It's a limitless jog wheel. It just goes round forever. Also, if you go to the types, you've got bass keys, lead, pad, organs, brass, all that kind of stuff, sequence, vocal. There's kind of a gap, and I'm wondering whether there's going to be more there. The other thing as well is if you go into instruments, of course, that's just a list. But of course, I think they're going to add more to this with firmware updates. Then what you've got is you've got artists. Yeah. So we're going to actually just go back to this view and let's just do this. Hello, everyone. Let's bring the CHAT back up if it will allow it. There we go. So hello, Tended. Hello, Ali. I know you messaged. We need to have a chat about the setup. So don't worry. I did see it. I was just buried in making videos. So this keyboard. Do not adjust your TV set. I'm very well. Thank you for asking. As you can see, the multi-chat is working. We are talking on both basically Twitter. We're talking on X. That is Twitter. We're talking on Twitch, we're talking on Facebook, we're talking on YouTube. So if you do chat on any of those, that should come up over here, as you guys can see and say hello. But what we're doing is, I keep playing on this one note, this one sound. We're going to go into this thing called artists. So you've literally got tributes to people. There literally is Aha tribute, Air tribute, Alan Parsons, Apex, Beatles tribute, Berlin, Boards of tribute, Bonobo tribute, Bruno Mars, Cars, Thick Career, Chick Career, Daft tribute, probably Daft Punk. I'm guessing that. It is because you can see little pictures. Bowie tribute, Depeche tribute, and the list goes on. So let's just pick one. Someone type a letter of the alphabet into the chat. Whilst I take a drink, someone put a letter, any letter, just type a letter on your keyboard and then press enter. I'm waiting. D. I got a D. D. Right, okay. So we've got Daft, David Bowie, Depeche, Devo, Dire Straits, Doors, Duran. Let's go with, we're going to have to go with Daft. This is Daft Punk Tribute. Now, what this does is, we've got a Z as well. I'm going to do Z afterwards. Let's see if there is a Z. I don't know if there is one. This is all the sounds in the artist tribute for Daft Tribute. Okay, so this is called About Us Brass. Then we've got Around the Bass. If you're listening on headphones, this sounds beautiful. Around the Lead. Oh, yeah. I'm not going to play the tunes because I don't want to get a strike, but... you get the idea. Defunct Bass. Looks like it's Pigments there as well. Defunct Lead. Now, these aren't samples. These are actually the synthesis sounds that they have made based on this. This is using Pigments. This is the real sound. You can manipulate it. I'm not going to play it. To be honest, I'm really surprised I didn't get like a strike for messing around with the Terminator theme tune. This one is Get Lucky Lead. One more time, organ. Robot rock lead. And then Technologic Talker. You get the idea. And then Voyager bass. Oh, that's quite nice. Nice. So there we go. That is basically the Daft tribute. I saw Daft Punk or who said that? Daft Punk or Dire Straits. Okay, let's go to Dire Straits. Dire Straits tribute. We've got Money for French Horns. Money for Glide Horn. Oh yeah, of course. Wow. Okay, cool. Money for Organ. Now, nice thing about the organs, which I'll get into in a sec. The organs on this, when they use this, when you use the actual mod wheel, some of them will bring certain elements of the organ up. If you want more of that, what you do is you actually use you plug this into a keyboard into a computer. You plug the keyboard into a computer, sorry. And then you can actually access, if you've got the license, you can then start manipulating more things. However, some of them will actually turn on things like a Leslie by moving this. So you got... So if you think of the drawbars, actually, you could move drawbars and... Really nice. Money for Pad. That's quite cool. Money Growl Bass. Nice. That's really nice. Class is a hard bass, that. Walk of Life lead. Yeah. Walk of Life organ. And that's it. There we go. Who said... Someone said Z, didn't you? Oh, tinted, of course you do. Is there a Z? No, there is not a Z. Maybe they need to add one. Maybe they need a ZZ Top tribute. The closest one to it is Y, which is a Yes tribute. If you know Yes. Lonely Heart. Oh, nice. Lonely Heart piano. Roundabout ARP organ. Hang on a minute, it's stepping down and... They literally only have 3 for that one. So there we go. Is the engine linked to the analog lab? No. The engine is in here. The engine is actually directly in the keyboard. There is 1,300 presets, and there is the most multi-timbral engines in here that I've ever seen in one keyboard. Now, you get keyboards with loads of effects and loads of sounds, and you got loads of knobs and buttons to press and everything else, but you actually see that there's actually only one or two, maybe, actual engines. But this actually has all the different engines inside, all the different synthesis, all the different FMs, all the multi-timbre you could want, and this is not plugged up into anything other than power and stereo out and the sustain pedal. It's all inside here. Now, this is a premium keyboard. This kind of currently retails on Sweetwater for, I think it's $15.99. Hence why I'm not allowed to keep it, probably, because it's not cheap. But it kind of is. So it's not cheap on the outset. However, if you went out and bought, say, for example, and we just happen to have it here, the keyboard I normally use, which is this one, which is the Arturia Keylab Mark II. Okay, this is the Mark II. Okay, there. Now this has got pads on, you've got more buttons, you've got more faders and everything else, because it's a MIDI keyboard. And it's a very good MIDI keyboard. That retails around about 500 quid. However, this one, and this is the reason why they're all here today, because I did a review on this, and this is the Keylab Essentials 49 Mark III. This, again, 61 notes, no semi-weighted, but certainly aftertouch. This, again, retails even cheaper, but it's obviously got cheaper components in. If you took the Keylab 49 Mark II, that's 500 quid. Then, if you actually go... Yeah, no, they sent me one. Then if you go on to AstroLab and you buy all the 40-odd sounds that are in here, the licenses in here, it would literally cost you thousands. So if you wanted access to them, then you've got things like AstroLab 5, and now they're going into AstroLab Pro, as they call it, and you can play around with them, but you can't really, edit them. Whereas in this, you've got access to this, and when you can plug this into AstroLab Pro, then you can start playing around with them. Now, if you've got licenses for the ones that you actually own, then you can make your own presets. Of course you can. You've always been able to do that. The only one that I've actually, just to clarify this, by the way, I'm very, very, very gifted, very graciously humbled that Arturia, myself and Arturia have a good relationship. So we have basically, I bought the one I bought was the Keylab Mark II. Okay, then they graciously sent me the Essentials Mark III for review, which has been a great review because lots of people like it, and they have sent me this on loan. I don't get to keep this. I do get to keep that. But I do get to keep this. And I've got the mini one as well, the Mini Lab 3, which is really great for on the go. That's really fun. But basically, because of that, and because of obviously what I do from for YouTube, I do get to obviously play with a lot of cool things, which is great. As long as you support me and you subscribe straight away. Then what's amazing is, we're able to sort of play around with this stuff. But the fact is that being able to obviously sort of like tell you what this is like, there's a couple of things that are a bit strange with it. And the things that are a bit strange is when you get into, obviously when you got things like pianos. Beautiful, great, love it, nice. Plays well, got nice sensitivity on the keyboard because it's semi-weighted, so that works really well. When you get into things like pads and stuff like that, if I go over to a pad I was playing with a little while back, there it is. Now it sounds lovely, and it is lovely, don't get me wrong. But the thing with that is, obviously, it's about 8 notes. Maybe 4, maybe 8. That's on Pigments. You would then start using that and then using a lot more dials to manipulate it. Now, I can use a couple of dials here. I've got brightness, timbre, time, and movement. And I can start moving things like that around. But you would normally basically have a lot more dials and controls to muck that around with that. This is kind of a performance keyboard. So what you would do is you'd set the way you want it to, and you can actually do this with AstroLab Pro and also AstroLab Connect, I think it's called, on the phone, where you can actually get the preset on the phone and you can just hit it on the phone. This is why there's a little bit of a space here to put maybe a small tablet or a phone, so you can put your phone there. I'm using mine as a camera right now, but basically you can put that there, and as you do changes which are more intricate changes, it changes on here, which is fantastic, but they're not physical dials. So I understand why one or two people have turned around and gone, yeah, but you can't do this with it and you can't do that with it, which a couple of you may have seen reviews basically saying some of the cons are that it's very limited in the sense of dials. Now, we've got 8 dials here. And one of the things you've got to really realise is there's some fabulous presets in here. Maybe it's not about sort of moving things around and just grabbing the presets, and you could move them around on AstroLab Pro or AstroLab Connect, save that, and then zap it over to this. Really cool. Now, one of the other things as well, which is not a con, it's just basically the way it is actually the load time. Now, I'm going to go to the next one. There we go. To double tap it, I forgot that. Now the pads are loading up. Oh, that's nice. Do you know what? I'm going to play a tune and then we'll get back to what I was going to talk about. Do that without the clicking, shall we? High 9. So there we go. So this is the Arturia AstroLab. All the sounds you're hearing are coming from the AstroLab. There is no iPad. There is no computer involved making the sounds. It's all inside here. Well, the computer is inside this keyboard. This thing's insane. By the way, you saw me sort of twisting this dial. This is the actual dial that kind of loads all the patches up. And what's amazing about this is all the sounds I've been doing so far, I've only been getting to like A or B out of the Zs, A to Zs, for all the different things. We've got piano, E piano, organ, bass, lead, keys, pad, strings, brass. There's also sequence, there's voice as well. Yeah, I was like scrolling by craziness. So there we go. Is the mod... Oh, that's a good question. So, let's go over to the CHAT, shall we? Is the modulation of sounds following the MIDI sync by your looper? Yes. So basically what I'm doing is I actually have plugged this in. You can't see it. It's just that shot on the... What? Let me just get that one. There we go. So just here is a MIDI cable going to the MIDI in of here. So the MIDI out of here and the MIDI in of the keyboard. And that way, basically, I am sending MIDI sync clock data to it. So therefore, the looper is dictating the BPM. So then if I... So that's 100.01. If I go to sequence, which is one of the modes, let's just pick something. Obviously that's bang on, but there we go. It's because I put a swing beat on the old. No, all of this isn't swing based. Oh, can you hear the aftertouch kicking in there? Let go. Push. So of course, if I tap tempo this and move it. So yeah, so the very, very simply, this is picking up MIDI sync data basically to do it. So yes, the modulation of the sounds following the MIDI sync. So the actual, it's nice, it's very, very cool. It's very easy to do. Now, the one thing I was going to talk about is something that needs maybe an improvement. Maybe an improvement. If you're still watching, you may notice the glass. Thank you. No one knows what that means. It's very Which keyboard is that? Well, this keyboard is the Arturia AstroLab. So new to the stream. So that's what we're actually talking about today. If you've just joined us, this keyboard right here is a brand new keyboard that's been sent over to me by the lovely Source Distribution and Arturia. This is their flagship Avant-garde brand new performance keyboard. All the sounds are inside this keyboard. I'm not using an iPad, which I normally use to create sounds. I'm literally just, there's a stereo out going, it's a stereo in on the looper. This keyboard is around about £1,500. I don't get to keep it. This is on loan at the moment while we make some videos about it, and I've got to send it back. I'm also going to try and actually record something with this, with a new song I'm dabbling with. Oh, by the way, for song-wise, has anyone actually downloaded and listened to our new track, which is called Whiskey Jar? Whiskey Jar is available for you if you want to actually scan the QR code or go into the chat. Let me see if I can do this. There. And then that way, basically, you can actually get Whiskey Jar. It's gone into the chat as well. Whiskey Jar is a song, slightly folky, slightly country-esque, about me going to a place called the Whiskey Jar, and it's also co-sung featuring the wonderful Joe McAdam, who is the host of Whiskey Jar's Open Mic Night. So go and have a listen to it, support your independent artist, and have a listen to some music. So there we go. But yeah, so this keyboard has lots of different sounds in it. Now, loads of keyboards have loads of different sounds in it. What makes this unique is it actually is loading up different engines. Okay, so it's like loading up different engines depending on what you want to play with. So this is actually the full stringed engine. And these aren't samples. This is actually being engineered right now. Listen to that. Oh, thank you very much. Great song. That's cool. Now, one of the things that maybe, I don't know if they can improve on this, but is actually something called load time. So right now I've put the engines in, and what happens is when you can't quite see it here, but what I might do is I might move my camera. In fact, I will. Which is just my phone anyway. So this is there. This is what you see. This is actually the LCD panel. And as you move things around, you can see it moving there. Hopefully you can see that. In fact, why don't we just make this full screen so you guys can see what on earth I'm doing. There we go. There we go. Right, so this is the panel. This is the actual front panel that you get to see. Can we focus, please? Thank you. And it's a full little sort of like, I don't know if it's LED or OLED display. And basically, you turn this dial or you use one of these to actually go through the different sounds. Now, you see that little icon there? Basically, this sort of icon, watch. There you go. It actually goes forward. It pushes forward when, and let's go to another one, when it's ready. There. Did you see that? Now, it took a moment or two to load, and the reason is because it's loading two engines up at the same time. This is a split. So let me go over to something else. There we go. So we're now loading two engines up, and then it's ready. Do you see it kind of light up there? So and that's great when it works and it's all cool. The engine, you can also just about make out here, the little dot there. Very, very difficult to see on live streaming. That is the percentage, and I've told it to put it on there. So that's using 32% of the engine just sitting there. It's just gone up to 40. So there you go. If I just scroll across to just something random, let's just do that now. We're still in strings, by the way. This is just strings. Just strings. Is that in the string section? So you've got basically, there you go. That loaded really quickly. Because that's, when you see that symbol, that is a sample. And it does have a sampler inside, but you can't put your own samples in. I'm wondering if that's going to change in the future. If you know Michael Mechanics, you might be familiar with that. we go. Anyway, and there you go. There's some string. Now that says mellow strings, and I'm just thinking that's mellotron strings. But there isn't a mellotron in here, so they've had to sample it. But what you've got, let's just, while I've got the phone in my hand here, let's just go over this. You've got an ARP, you've got chord, so we can actually just press chord and press one note. That is definitely a mellotron. And then you've got ARP, you turn the ARP on over there. And you have to adjust the ARP how you want it, and that's all fine. There's also a recorder. You can notice there's a recorder here, record and loop. So this actually will record. There you go, playing it. Now, that is a recording, and let's just stop that, there we go. And that can be either a recording, and you can record to about 30 minutes, or you can loop it. The only thing is you can't overdub on it. That's why I've got it plugged into the looper itself, because you can't do overdubs kind of on this. It's just a basic recorder, and will then play back, as it were. So you could play a 30-minute thing, or you could play a whole piece, a whole music piece. Just hit play, and it'll play it, which is really clever. But as you can see here, we've actually got the back, shift, up and down. So we can go up and down this way, or it is quite clicky. So you might want to just use this, and then we'll let that load. There we go. And how I'm getting to different sounds, we're all on strings at the moment, is you can either press the back button, and then you've got this view. So this view is the different types. So we can actually go from bass, keys, lead, piano, strings, sequence, and vocals, sound effects as well. I've not even been in this one. That's very Star Trek. Now, look how long it's taking to load. Only holding down one note. We'll give it a push. Pushing, not pushing. There's about probably a millimetre, maybe 2 millimetres of travel. Oh, that's cool. Me, Lav, and Archie are on the couch watching your live stream. Oh, thank you very much. Hi, Archie. Archie. Archie's a dog, by the way. You haven't already figured out. So you've got basically here, you've also got part 1, part 2, and split. So at the moment, we've got one part going. And then under here is where you've got all your different parts. You've got your piano, your organ, your keys, your pad, your strings, your bass, your brass. Sorry, I said bass twice. And then you've got playlist at the end. And then you've got this part, instrument. So you've got brightness or volume, timbre or bass, time or mid, and movement and treble. And you access the volume, bass, mid, and treble by holding down the shift key. Then you've got effects. So we've actually got 4 different effects, effect 1 and effect 2, and this is where you can change it in the Analog Lab Pro or Analog Lab Connect app, where you can actually then change what these are, and you've got your delay and reverb, and then you can turn them on and off, which I think is really nice. Real simple to go, do you know what, let's just turn the delay off, and you could play with that as you're performing. You could play with something where you've got some real big delay. In fact, let's just go back to a piano. Let's put the delay on. And we just turn it off. So you could have a play with that. You could obviously do things like that. You've also got, by pressing the shift key, intensity, time, and decay. This is your master volume out. That's actually what you're hearing. It's actually going out to the looper. And then let's just go back to here. And then, as I said before, you've got... oh, that's dropped down. There we go. So professional on this channel. There we go. So you've actually got then your mod wheel. Got the cable stuck. There we go. You've got your mod wheel here, and you've got your pitch bend wheel. So Then I can just turn the delay off. Really nice. So who is this keyboard for? It's $1,500 ish. I think it's coming in the UK around $1,300. It's not a cheap keyboard, but the thing is, it's a very good keyboard. So if you're a session musician and you're obviously, you know, going from A to B with a MIDI controller and you're going the A to B with I don't know, like you're going with a laptop or an iPad and a load of different rig just to create sounds, but you want the sounds of sort of the AstroLab software, which you get on PC or Mac. It's in here. It's in here. You only have to take a keyboard, which is a very, very nice keyboard as well. It's got that semi-weighted feel. Well, it is semi-weighted, basically. It is semi-weighted. It's really, really nice to play. It's a beautiful keyboard to play. And you may have noticed that song. Anyway. So just from a piano right through to obviously bringing in things like full strings. Now, the thing I was going to talk about, and I've kind of tapped on it a little bit, is I'm going to go back to the piano. It's ready. I'm going to press strings. And I'm going to carry on doing this. 2, 3, 4. About 4.5 seconds. Now it's loading up a lot of information going from one sound to another, but things that are massive, like the strings and like obviously big pads and things like that, they take longer to load. So you have to be aware of that, you know, jumping from one sound to another. So if I just go back to the piano again, literally within like one note pressing, I'll go back to the strings. Now, there. And you saw the kind of image come up. But of course, once it's loaded, it sounds fabulous. It's beautiful. So there's loads, obviously, to play around with. Oh my god, I just saw Blade Runner. Oh, Blade Runner strings. Oh! Yes! Oh my god, it's just beautiful. Love that. Couple of things. You'll notice when I've connected the looper to this, and I've got a loop on here. I've actually got a loop loaded on here, as it were. There it is. And it's just playing away. I don't know. Yeah, you hold it down to do file new recording. I don't know how you get rid of it. I haven't done that yet. Oh, there it is. Edit. No, edit. Hold down to edit. Right, there we go. New recording. Oh, there's some in here. Ooh, nice. What's that? Yes, please. Someone's done Deep Sci-Fi Strings 1, but of course I've got on the other strings. So anyway, yeah, basically you've got these recordings here. It says save recording. Obviously, I don't want to do that. There we go. Let's just do it 0 with nothing playing. There we go. That's the only way I've been able to find out how to do it. Anyway, so my question is, what do you guys think? What do you guys think of this? It is an amazing keyboard. So it is an amazing piece of kit, but it's also one of those things where it's highly sort of like playable. Just on its own, it's not massively customizable. However, that's where they've not left you out, because on the back here there's USB Type-C. Yes, USB Type-C. Yes, go away USB-A. And then you've also got your headphones. There's also there is a USB-A there, and the USB-A there basically is almost like a sort of like a port. So it's like a hub port, and then you've got a gain control. I said before, you've got microphone in and out, because you've got microphone there. Oh no, it's both in. Stereo microphone in, because you can actually do vocoder. So vocoder is flipping cool. So if I go back to there, what have I just done? What have I done? There we go. Types. Oh, I'm on the looper now. I don't want to be on the looper. I don't know what I've done. Have I broke it? Oh, I'm 2 octaves down. Oh, one thing I want to show, if I can actually get out of here. There we go. Piano. Yeah, one thing I want to show was actually this thing called playlist at the end. When you click on playlist, all of these go yellow. And when they go yellow, basically what that means is this is where these numbers come in. So you've got 0 to 9 and then playlist. So 0, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 9. And then if I just click on one, it jumps to the one it is. There we go. Slow down. So this is a split keyboard, so it's split here. So these are orange and these ones are green. And we get to... So the idea behind all this is that you have sessions. You have actually like playlists of sessions. So if I've got here urban songs, I've got 1 of 10. So if I just click this now, the first one is a soft grand. And go to the next one. It is a Mark 5. Soft cassette. Now the problem is, there we go. It took a moment to load that, and I didn't know it was loaded. It wasn't loaded because I couldn't see that. So that's something they need to work on. I like this one. Really nice. 808 and lo-fi keys. So, oh, tainted if you've got your headphones in. Wow. Really nice. Get your questions in now about it. So basically, yes, it would be free. From having me kind of laptop with me all the time. How heavy is this gem? That's a very, 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 very good question. I can't remember how heavy it is. If you give me a second, we'll find out. There it is. I had it all saved on my iPad because I knew I'd get questions. There. Let's go to here. I have it saved. I have it saved. Don't worry. He says, scrolling like a maniac. Right. Okay. So, keyboard wise, it's a 61 note. Obviously, that's fine. Weight 9.9 kilograms or 21.83 pounds in weight. It's a big boy. Yes, you are. Nice. The size-wise, basically, is 935 by 99 by 330 in millimeters. You can work that out in inches if you want. And just to show you, because I can't show you live, mainly because I'm using my actual phone as the camera. But if I show you here, as you can see, you've got your controls, and that's fine. We've been through that. And there's the keyboard stand you can get for it, which is quite nice. I quite like that. And then you've got your instruments here. There's so many different ones. But the other thing I wanted to show you was, where was it? There. So this is how you control it. So you can either use the AstroLab Connect, the Analog Lab Pro, and you can use V Collection if you have V Collection. It's not included. But if you've got V Collection, and you've got Analog Lab Pro. Analog Lab Pro obviously is a little bit like sort of, accessing the library of sounds and playing around with them. You can control some of it. But V Collection, if you've got the V Collection, you can then tweak them and play around with it. So in sense of that, it's amazing. So if you think of that, basically what we said with the weight was 9.9 kilograms. Okay, so you're asking what is significantly heavy. Would think it's significantly heavier than the 40. Yeah, for a 49, absolutely it is. Yeah. So if we go to controllers, let's have a look at the Mark III. The Mark III. If you are going for, oh god, that's the 88 note one. No, not the 88. If you're going for the Mark III, did you say the 49? The 49 Mark III. Yeah, it's 6.8 pounds. 6.8 pounds. 3.08 kilograms. What was this again? 3.08 kilograms. So 3.0 kilograms. This is 9.9 kilograms. It's 3 times heavier. But it will be because it is weighted. However, it's not hard to lift. It's not hard to lift at all. But no, the thing is, if you're someone who is genuinely playing in bands, or you're taking your keyboard to studios as a session musician and you want certain sounds, the great thing is actually the app, the actual phone app, because you've got your phone on you anyway. You've always got your phone on you. That just happens. What's amazing is you've got the phone on you anyway, and then you've got this, so you can access all the sounds and tweak them on the phone and just connect it, because this has got Wi-Fi built in, which is great, because that way you can just access stuff straight away. Now, whilst we do one or two things, what I'm going to do, there we go, is basically I just wanted to highlight one or two things for you, which includes my mouse. my mouse today, honestly. This live stream. This live stream is sponsored. It's sponsored by our friends over at DistroKid. DistroKid is a music distribution company. So if you've got music that you want to put out there, like I just did with Whiskey Jar, and I did with Stray earlier on in the year, then basically you can do that. You can release as much music as you want to. In fact, we actually released last year. We released an album from a live stream just like this. So basically, that was the album. This was actually one of the live streams, and there's the titles. So basically, you can just take the audio, as long as obviously it's not copywritten or anything. And even if it is, you can get the license because you can actually release covers through DistroKid. So DistroKid charge you one price per year, which starts at $22.99. And with that QR code there, or the link that's in the description box, you get 7% off your first annual membership. So thank you very much to DistroKid for sponsoring this live stream. The other thing as well is, of course, if you want to do a little bit of looping, or if you've been curious about looping or getting into looping, then this is my course called How to Loop Like a Pro. This is someone scanned it. Thank you very much. So this is basically a beginner's course to begin with, but also we go into some really advanced stuff like looping like a pro. I've been looping for a long time, and we actually do everything from floor-based pedal looping right through to things like the 505, touch-based looping, and also app-based looping, all in this course. It's actually two courses smashed into one. It's $149 normally, but with the looping code there, which is called Loop Like a Pro, all in one, all in the same capitals, as it were, all together, you get $30 off. So you get it for $119. So Loop Like a Pro is the code. Go and check it out. That is obviously, if you buy that course, you are supporting me directly as a content creator. And thank you very much. Right, let's get down to business, shall we? The one thing I actually wanted to show off, which I did a little bit before, is I said to you before, this has got instruments, it's got the type of instrument you're using, and you've also got artists. So this actually has got tributes to different artists, and Nine will be interested in this because it's got a Beatles tribute. So let's go into the Beatles one. So I'm just going to name them, and then I'm going to play the sounds that they are, so that they've made. But I'm not obviously going to play the tune that it comes from, because probably I don't know how to play it, but also I don't want to get a copyright strike, although I have just played an Elton John song, but never mind. So the first one here is Strawberry Flutes. So that's all part of the Beatles tribute. There's loads of different tributes in here. There's Daft Punk, there's Apex, there's all different kinds. There's Dire Straits. This is Let It Be Organ. Oh, there's your Wurlitzer. So the great thing is, if you know how to play those tunes, you can just grab the organ from there. What's this? Come Together Roads. It's got that sort of lovely sort of velocity. Nice. Desmond's piano. Do you know what that's from? Missed it. Okay. What else we got? Flying Violins. Here Comes the Lead. Here comes the... I told you, I'm not playing the tune. Here comes the outro. Oh, yeah. I am the Wurlitzer. I want you, organ. Even though they're weighted, it's not hard to sort of, you know, get your sort of like bottom bit going. Praise me. What was that? We went through them before. Dire Straits. Let's go to Dire Straits. Dire Straits. Money for French horns. Money for glide organ. Oh, we like one out. Let's use the other one. That's what happens when you use battery power. Let's put that over there for now. We have been going for about 2 hours. So there's loads of different sounds. Let's go. Oh, you like this? Money, growl, bass. This is Walk of Life lead. Walk of Life organ. So there you go. So you can make up some pretty funky stuff. So there's absolutely loads of different ones for artists. You've got the Doors, you've got JMJ, you've got Hornsby, you've got Journey. Have they got it? Let's have a look at the Journey. Oh, literally there is one, and it's different ways. There's just one, literally one. Craft. Oh my God, there's Lady Gaga. So all kinds. Of course, with Kraftwerk, they have a lot of there. MJ. Oh my God. Wasn't expecting that. Cool. Oh yeah. So played this one before. Once it sorts itself out. This is literally called Beat It Groove. So it's split. Anyway. Billie Jean Ours. Oh yeah. There was one. Yes. Literally called the Beat It Gong. I'm probably playing it even too high actually. It's probably right down there. Let me play one. Poor Archie. He's like, what on earth is going on? Billie Jean bass. What we got here? Ooh, I'm bad bass. Yeah. Thriller. Thriller lead. Nice. Sorry. I'm just having the time of my life here. Playing happy sounds. There's absolutely loads. Oh, Prince. There's Prince here as well. Please tell me you've got it. Controversy. Die for. Go Crazy. Organ. What was that? Prince's early CP. Oh, yeah, okay. Radiohead. All I Need, Everything, No Surprises. There's not that many there, actually. But it's still cool. Stevie. Boogie on bass. It's quite nice. Boogie on lead. Yeah, that was quite cool. Yeah, it would. Actually, that's a good point, Nine. I think it would be really, really cool if you could put your own samples on that. There is a sample section as well. So let's get out of here. Let's go to types. And it's just got... Where is it? Oh, no, it's not in types. It's under instruments. The instrument itself is just sampler. So if we go to sampler, folk guitar... You can hear the samples. You can hear the slightly high end of them. There's a curious mouse running across the floor. Go get it, Archie. So strings, but they're sampled. It's cool though. Cool sound. Strawberry flute. There's loads. There's absolutely loads. There's a 12-string guitar, amped folk guitar, violin, harpsichord, pipe organ. There's that high-end noise. I can hear it in the headphones. Just... yeah, now, there are some instruments, of course, sampled that won't go too low, so can't play down here. That's the first. Yeah. This is M300A. It's an M300. And then there's a load of ones mellow, like the mellow choirs. Tell me this is not a mellotron. If you don't know what that is, Google mellotron. That's what loads of people have used them. Beatles have used them. Radiohead used them. They're an absolute nightmare to keep in tune, but they sound amazing, and it's like a sampler, but it can make an entire choir. Always remember. There we go. I always remember Radiohead using it. It was just in OK Computer. It just sounded fab. it take you? Yeah, so there's absolutely loads of different ones here. Now, vocoder. I haven't plugged the microphone in. I could do. Should we plug a mic in? Screw it, let's do it. Completely unrehearsed because we're live. Why not? Let's do it. Let's just see what happens when we plug a microphone in. So now I've got a microphone here. 1, 2, 1, 2, 1, 2. My God, it is that simple. 1, 2, 1, 2, 1, 2. Now, of course, I'd have this on a mic stand normally. So 1, 2, 2, 2. Now, of course, you can hear me on this. If I mute this microphone, which I can do, now what I've... Now, the thing is, I'm actually singing that. Actually singing. However, I'm going to go which is actually really hard. It's hard not to follow along. But it's actually, of course, a vocoder is 1, 2, 1, 2, 5. So that is a vocoder, but 1, 2. That is like almost like a preset one. Montgomery birds. 1, 2. Wow. Literally called La La Land. Clever. That's in the drum loops. So anything that's like... Some of them work with this, and then some of them don't.
Come close to me, come close to me, come close to
me. Yeah, it's really interesting to figure that out. Literally, this is just a dynamic mic, just plugging a dynamic mic in. So can actually use that. Yes, you could technically breathe it in as you normally would, but a vocoder has a certain sound about it, so you have to sort of manipulate it, definitely. There's a couple of different sounds in here, and... So they've got these different sounds on, but there's no kind of tone coming out of this. With this one, you just press the button and... Let me see what you got. Don't stop. Those bottles won't pop. Fix it. Fix it. Fix it. Fix it. Fix it. Fix it. That's it. So it's almost like playing a sample. But now, if I turn this back on, yeah, there you go. Let's just turn this mic off, so... Listen to my voice.
Can you hear me? Does it sound like me? Do you want to subscribe to the channel? Can you hear me? Now there's nothing wrong. Now you can just hear the tone of my voice. I want you now. This is the Vocoder, as you can hear it. Now I'm using the mic to sing into it. Now you can hear me. Hopefully a little bit better. Oh yeah, no. This is the Vocoder, as you hear it. Now you can hear me. I'm singing to the mic. As you hear it now, I'm now. This is the Vocoder, into the mic now. I can hear it. As you sing it, 1, 2, 3 out. In the place of 1, 2, 3 now. I can now. This is the Vocoder, into the mic now. I can hear it. As you sing it, 1, 2, 3 out. In the place of 1. So yeah, that pretty works. It's really cool. That's me just breathing into the microphone and playing the keyboard at the same time. I'm not really playing now, I'm just basically just running my finger up and down so you can hear me. It's just a normal vocoder. Yeah.
But that's really cool because you can mess around with it, and there's a couple of different ones in there, literally vocoder wise, and you've got different ones to play with. But there's ones obviously that are pre kind of. All I've ever wanted was an ice cold beer. There we go. So there's ones there, but obviously then you got one just vocoder, process vocoder. You'd have to just make sure that you know which ones are which, and of course you could always save it to the playlist if you wanted. But that's cool because, you know, if I just go to the vocoder, if I turn this mic off again. In fact, we'll just do something with this. Yeah, see, it's still got a note to it, so you have to be very careful with that. When you gonna tell me that you never forgot? Yeah, when you tell me It's really cool. It's really cool. I forgot that this mic was open. So, ladies and gentlemen, thank you very much for watching this live stream. This has been all about the Arturia AstroLab. Now, if you're in the mood for purchasing one, there are links underneath the description box, in the description box, to go and grab one of these from Sweetwater and from a couple of other places as well. So thank you very much to Source Distribution for loaning me one of these. We're going to be playing around with it. We're going to bring out some more sounds and some more videos around this, and then I will have to give it back, I'm afraid. So if you've got questions, put them in now. If you're watching this on the replay, then obviously put your questions in the comment section below. And also, while you're there, just a little bit above the comment section, give this live stream a like. That sends it out to the algorithm that basically tells the peoples on YouTube to send it to more people so they like it as well. But we're going to end the live stream now. We've just run a little bit over today, but we're going to be back next week doing a little bit more to do with looping and something else. Oh, yes. Something else. It's actually in this room, but I'm not going to spoil the fun. But thank you very much for watching. Have yourself a wonderful day wherever you are. And yeah, enjoy. Bye. Ouchie.